Yeah, so revolutionary greetings. Welcome to our class, Consciousness Study Group. We always meet to learn Swahili, so feel most welcome. And yeah, we start somehow the spoken Swahili. So we're doing much of the reading for this particular moment and speaking as a practice. We are done with the vocabularies. And yes, so permit me to recognize the presence of those who are already here. Sister Valerie, Brother Howard Gale in Liverpool. Howard, how is Liverpool? Oh, how are you? Where you are, Brother Howard? Howard, brother, how are you? Howard, can you hear me? Okay. So we have Brother Howard.
Okay, yeah, we can.
Okay, we have Brother Howard. Okay, we have Brother. Okay, we have Brother Howard here with us. Always, I remind people Howard is one of the first Black African to play for Liverpool. But I think one day we'd like to discuss the Liverpool story and the enslavement. I know Elder Glenn is aware of this. We can have another discussion sometimes back on the role of Liverpool as a football club and what they're doing to help and maybe reach out. But yes, we appreciate your presence, Brother Howard. We have Sister Myra with us, and also we have Elder Glenn. So yes, let's delve into this.
Brother Fidrin, can we say to Brother Howard condolences to his team and the tragedy of somebody driving a car into the celebration of their victory? I'm not sure what was the outcome. I think somebody died. I'm not absolutely sure. I just heard it on the news here.
Oh, is I think he's coming back. He's back. Oh, I didn't know about that. Maybe Brother Howard, can you hear us? Brother Howard? Howard again? Brother Howard, okay, Brother Glenn is updating us. I was not aware of that, of an incident that took place, I think, in your Liverpool club. I think it was in a celebration, and there's some tragedy that occurred, so we are passing our condolences to that. But when you're able to unmute yourself and share this, so please feel free to update us on that when you're able. I'm not a fan of football. I was a footballer, but I stopped watching football. So my friends tell me what goes on in football world. But yeah, so if you will be able to hear us anytime, feel free to unmute yourself and maybe give us an update on that and also receive our condolences, comrade. Okay, so thank you very much. Let's start our class. We were looking at lesson 4, but let me also update you. In Kenya here, we have a problem with Tanzania. I think it's what I was discussing with Sister Myra. Kenya and Tanzania are in a serious fight, not physical fight, but it's a war fight in terms of the words. I don't know if it will escalate physical. We don't expect that. But yeah, we are having problem. With the Kenyans who decided to go in solidarity with the Tanzanians, so we joined them. Some of the activists from Kenya joined them to try to stand in solidarity with their opposition leader. The government decided to abduct some of us, torture some of our freedom fighters, both from Kenya and Uganda, and also send some back to Kenya. And then from there, the war started. So the president is demanding Kenya to apologize for infringing into their sovereignty. And the Kenyans are also now going full-blown on that. They have exposed Tanzanian parliamentarians, how uneducated they are, how they have so many other things, and so many things have been going on. So there's a lot going on, and the tension is still going high, but we hope it will just be an exchange of ideas and words rather than a physical fight. So that is it. As I've said again, so Kenya, we are good. And let's take it to here where we are. We discuss a bit on this. Remember, somo la nne, I've gone back to somo la tatu because last time we did a somo la nne, which was on the issues to do with the reading of the greetings. But in somo la tatu, where we are today, is very important because these are the fundamentals of the reading of the greetings. So remember, we were talking about greetings like hujambo, and we said the response was sijambo. But here now we are trying to bring the pronoun, the first person pronoun, the second person pronoun, the plural of those pronouns. So that's what we are interested to do here today. and I'll look forward for us to engage a bit on that. Then we can do the reading as well. So let me start it off. So you see we have, if you can see my screen, we are in somo la tatu part 2, which is zoezi la pili. So we have zoezi la pili that tells you we have zoezi la kwanza, and zoezi la kwanza means the first lesson. And this is the first zoezi la kwanza, the lesson here. So remember, here we are talking about just the normal conversation, so the greeting, wewe ujambo, nyinyi hamjambo, yeye hajambo, wao hawajambo. But the key aspect there that's covered that I want us to concentrate on today is the aspect of the pronouns. So if you look at here, where I want us to start is that I'm taking that. Okay, Brother Howard is having some issues to access his mic. I don't know how we can help him on that, but I see his mic is connected. But I hope you can hear us, Brother Howard. I'm requesting you to unmute yourself. Are you seeing my notification? Asking you to unmute yourself. Brother Howard, I'm sending a notification for you to unmute yourself. A request. Can you see my request? Okay. Once you are able to get my request, you can unmute yourself. Let's go ahead. We will sort that, Brother Howard, once you are able to get some support. So, here today, I'm not interested in Ujambo. Remember we said Ujambo was the greetings. But I'm interested on the first person pronoun. So, the first person pronoun is mimi. So, mimi is me. Mimi. Me, myself. That's the first person pronoun. I know we have also covered it in our previous classes on the first person pronoun. So it's mimi, which is me. Then wewe. Wewe is the second person pronoun, which is you. We did with that. So it's a mimi, me, or I, you, me, or I. And then you, which is wewe. Then yeye is the third person pronoun, which is him or her. Now, this is the singular aspect of this. Now, the plural of mimi, there's no plural of mimi. No, the plural of mimi is sisi. So this is plural. Which is sisi, which basically means us. Now, wewe, which is you, the plural of that is nyinyi. Nyinyi. That's the plural of wewe. And then yeye, the plural of that is wao, which is in bracket them. Now, if you are using the greetings, remember our greeting is hujambo, which is how are you. Basically, English can try to translate as how are you. Now this is where the grammatical aspect want to come in, what Sister Myra was requesting the other time, sometimes back. So when you say, I cannot say hi, how are me. With myself, you don't greet yourself. So you greet the second person. So we are greeting the second person pronoun, the you. So now I want to greet you. I'll tell you, you, how are you? I can say wewe, which is you. How are you? Hujambo. So I say wewe, hujambo. That's the singular. You are one person. So wewe, you. How are you? Wewe, hujambo. Now if it is more than one person, you are a group of team, I'll ask you ninyi. Ninyi, not now wewe, ninyi. Then I'll say now hamjambo, not hujambo. Hamjambo. So I'm introducing an M here for the plural. Hamjambo. Ninyi hamjambo. That's how you put the plural on this. So there's an introduction of M before hujambo to hamjambo, and then the HU changes to ha. So it's not humjambo, it is hamjambo. Nyinyi hamjambo. Then when I'm talking now, that's the plural and the singular. So singular of one person, you're greeting one person, you tell the person, wewe, you, hujambo. Wewe, hujambo. Or I can just say hujambo. If I say hujambo, it already connotes that I'm speaking to you, hujambo. But when you are more than one person where you are, I'll ask you hamjambo. Is the plural here. Hamjambo. Or nyinyi hamjambo. That's the second person pronoun. Now when it gets to the third person pronoun, which is yeye. Yeye, we remember we say is a him or her. The person who is not here. So we are talking about him or her. So maybe just a minute. I'm trying to switch location. Give me a minute. I'm switching the location. Yeah, now I'm okay. So yeah, so I was saying about the second person pronoun. The third person now. We are the second person is the wewe, you. So we're getting to the third person here. The third person here is now yeye. So if it is yeye, which is him or her, we'll say yeye hajambo. So it is hajambo. Note how these things are changing. First person pronoun, if it's a singular aspect, we say hujambo, hujambo. You, hujambo, you, hujambo. When you are more than one person, we say hamujambo. We bring M, hamujambo, and change the who to her, so hamujambo. Now when you are talking about him or her who is not here, we say now hajambo. Hajambo. It's very close to hamjambo, but it's a hajambo. Yeye hajambo. He or she is okay. He or she, how is he or she? Or he or she is okay. So we say yeye hajambo. Now the plural of yeye is them. Wow, them. So we say wow hawajambo. We now say hawa. Hawajambo. Yeye hawajambo. Wao hawajambo. Yeye hajambo. Wao hawajambo. Yeye hajambo. So the first one is wewe hujambo. Ninyi hamjambo. Yeye hajambo. Wao hawajambo. Now, when we now talk of two people, for example, now you see, I'm asking when I say mama na baba, hawajambo. So I'm asking, when I'm talking of mama na baba here is now the third person, because maybe it's the young son who has come to me, and I'm asking this son, is your father and mother okay? So the father and mother is a third person here, or the third person pronouns here, because the father and mother is not with us in our conversation. The conversation I'm initiating is between me and the son. So I'm asking the son about their father and their mother, if they are okay. So you say, baba na mama hawajambo. Then, now the response will come down here, where we'll go to the response here. So they will say, yes, hawajambo. They will just respond hawajambo, but we'll see it down here. They'll let the response hawajambo. Then I'll even ask, now wewe and you, hujambo? Now when I say na wewe hujambo, we'll look at the response down. Now they will say sijambo, hujambo. Now it's you're responding back to me, sijambo. But it's them, hawajambo. Say hawajambo. They'll say again, hawajambo. But before we go to ask the question, now let's see how the response come in Zoezi 3. Then you can go back to the reading. But first of all, any question on how these words change? I know they're a bit twisty in terms of how they change from hujambo to hamjambo to hajambo to hawajambo. Any question first of all, before we look at the response part? The zoezi la tatu. Anybody with any question? Sister Myra? Sister Valerie, is it too complex for you to ask a question?
I was thinking it will take a while for my head to get around it. I know the who jamba and see jamba, and it's a lot who a jamba is to understand the different ways you use it. So it's hard.
Yeah, it is a bit hard, but I want you to let's work it practically. So, let's try to do this. I'm asking you, Sister Valerie, because I'm meeting you. So when I'm meeting you, or you're meeting me, for example, you, Sister Valerie, is meeting me pidgin. You'll ask me, wewe. So instead of saying pidgin is wewe, now you. So you're referring to me. Wewe is you. So you will ask me, wewe hujambo. That's what you're asking me. So you're asking me pidgin, are you okay? Or how are you? So wewe is me now. Instead of saying pidgin, now this is the pronoun wewe. So wewe hujambo, you'll ask me that. Of course, I'll respond to you by saying sijambo. So I'll tell you sijambo. You see?
Yeah.
But now, if I was alone, you'll ask me wewe hujambo. But now you've met me pidgin and I'm with my wife. So we are two of us. So when you're two of us, you still not use my wewe. Because when you're saying wewe, it was myself. I'm a one person. That's why you call me wewe, you see?
Yeah. So,
But now we are two
yeah.
people. No, when you're two people, now you call us ninyi. Ninyi.
Oh, Nini.
Ninyi. So ninyi is us, the two of us here now.
Okay.
So you're asking me, the two of you, how are you? So you will not say ninyi hujambo again. The hujambo was referring to myself alone. But now because you are two, you will tell us ninyi hamujambo. So you bring hamujambo.
Right, yeah.
Now, there's a big difference why it may be hard, because English do not have these differences. You see, English, if you meet Brother Glory alone, you'll still ask Brother Glory, you, how are you? You see? When you meet Glory with another person, the two of them, what will you still ask them? Will you tell them, the two of you, how are you? Or will you ask each person, how are you and how are you? I think that's what Englishmen do. So you greet one person and ask them, how are you, sir? Then greet his friend and also ask him, how are you, sir? You see? English lacks how you generalize the two of them and greet them at once. English lacks that. You see?
Yeah.
Or if you want to greet the two of them, or you want to greet them, the two of you, how are you? You still say, how are you, the two of you, you see? So the how are you doesn't change. Are you seeing that in English? It remains how are you, whether it's alone, whether it's a group of people, it remains how are you see? But when it moves to a third person, who's not here, for example, you're meeting Gloria and asking Gloria about maybe pigeon. So what will you tell Glory? Hello, Glory. How is pigeon? So it's no longer how are you, it's how is pigeon. You see, now you're changing the conversation a bit. So you're inquiring. So how is pigeon? And in this case, let's bring it now in Swahili. In Swahili now has a difference a bit. So Swahili, you meet Mrs. Valerie, you ask me, wewe pigeon, hujambo? Then I'll tell you, sijambo Valerie. But when you greet the two of us, me and my wife, you'll ask us, nyinyi hamjambo. Or you'll maybe go ahead and mention my name. You ask me, Pigeon, and my wife is Lucy. So Pigeon and Lucy, hamjambo. You see? So Pigeon and Lucy, how are you? So you'll say Pigeon and Lucy, Pigeon and Lucy, or nyinyi, the two of you, nyinyi hamjambo. How are you all? So we bring hamjambo, the how are you all, hamjambo. So you'll ask us, hamjambo. It's not a massive when you mention the nyinyi, you can just ask us, hamjambo. So when you meet a group of people, the two people or three, you don't have to mention nyinyi or whatever, you just ask them hamjambo. You cannot ask them hujambo. When you ask them hujambo, it means you're only greeting one out of the three of them. But if you want to greet all of them at once, you'll ask them hamjambo. Are you able to follow that now? So you see, I'm trying not to bring how there's a difference in terms of what it means. So when you meet two of them or three people at your gate, if you ask them hujambo, it will basically mean that you're only greeting one of them. The who. The who is in single. So when you tell them hujambo, it's basically they'll be all looking at themselves. So who have you greeted out of us? We are three here. So you will basically now tell them, if it's one person at the gate, you'll ask that one person hujambo, because it's one person. If you're greeting him specifically, you use the word hujambo, and they will respond by saying sijambo, because it's one person. But when you go at your gate and open the gate and find two or three people, how will you greet them? You won't use the word hujambo anymore. So what you'll use is greet them in general, all of them, you'll tell them hamjambo.
Hamjambo.
Yes, so hamjambo means you're greeting now two of them once. Yes, hamjambo.
Hamjambo.
Yes, now the way Sister Portia is asking, so she's found all of us here, you see? So we are around four of us here, and Sister Portia is greeting us hamjambo, us here. So we'll all answer in once by saying hatujambo, hatujambo. That's our response now.
Hatujambo.
Yes. Yeah, so which means we are fine. So we have basically answered you by saying we are fine. We hatujambo.
Hatujambo. Oh, Myra.
Now you see that. So we will not respond to Sister Portia by saying sijambo. Because if I respond to her when she asks us hamjambo and I say sijambo, it means it's myself saying I'm fine. But because we want to say all of us we are fine, we'll tell her hatujambo. So it means we are all fine.
Okay.
And because also she didn't want to greet me alone, she wanted to greet all of us. She will greet us by saying hamujambo. So how are you all? Hamujambo. But if she was to say hujambo, it could have meant that she's only greeting myself or one person here out of all of us. But because she's greeting all of us in general, she'll tell us hamjambo. And we will respond to her by telling her that hatujambo. Hatujambo.
Hatujambo.
Now, hope you are trying to get how now the words change from haujambo to hamjambo. So, this is what I want to clarify. How now it has changed from hujambo and it has now moved to hamjambo. is the same greetings, but Hujambo is greeting one person, Hamjambo is greeting a group of people you've met. Now, they will respond. If it was one person, that person will respond the way we are used to be responding, which is Sijambo. If the group is responding back, that group will say Hatujambo. Now, let's move to the third person. So, for example, now Sister Portia probably has come across, or you've met with Sister Portia. So this Sister Valerie and Sister Portia, you've greeted each other by the two of you meeting. So Sister Portia maybe said, Hujambo. Then Valerie, you said Sijambo. Now Sister Portia want to ask you about, now how is Glory doing? You know, Glory is now not here in this conversation. You are only two of you. So the two of you have met. So you are asking about the third person. How is the third person? So at that moment, you will ask Hajambo. So you'll say Hajambo. Hajambo. So when I'm asking Hajambo, I'm basically now meaning, how is that Cleroy? Is he okay? Where he is? Hajambo. Welcome, Sister Pamela. So let me try to move you now up a bit. So Hujambo was you, or for example, Portia is asking you, Valerie, how are you? Hujambo. Then you responded by telling Valerie that, Portia that Sijambo. Let's try to do that. Sister Portia, probably just ask Sister Valerie, how is she?
Hujambo. Hujambo, Dada Valerie.
Sijambo.
Now you respond Sijambo. You see that? That's okay. Now Sister Valerie want to ask you about how is also Brother Glory, but Brother Glory is not here. So she will ask you, Hajambo. Sister Portia, try to ask her that.
Dada Valerie, Hajambo.
Dave.
You respond. No, you respond Hajambo. No.
No.
The response now remains the same. That's the different thing you now need to also recognize here. Now, when she asks you Hajambo, you respond Hajambo again. That's how you respond. So that's also a unique change in terms of the response now. So Portia is asking you Hajambo ndugu Gleroy, probably Hajambo ndugu Gleroy. Then you respond by saying Hajambo.
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 So she asks Hajambo and you say Hajambo. Get the difference in the tone. When she's asking, she will say Hajambo. When you're responding, you'll say Hajambo. Let's go back again slowly. We said this conversation is still about, we are inquiring about one person. So it's still in a singular process. So one person has been greeted by Hujambo. The person responded Sijambo. This person whom you responded to ask about the welfare of another one person who is Gleroy and ask you, Gleroy Hajambo. Then you said Hajambo, which means he's okay.
Okay.
So basically, Gleroy Hajambo is basically asking you, is Gleroy okay? Then you say, he's okay. Is Gleroy okay? If somebody asks you, is Brother Gleroy okay? You see, you're going to repeat the same word okay as a response. He's okay. That's what you're going to say. So I ask you, is Portia okay? You tell me, she's okay. So you see, that's why we are repeating Hajambo, Hajambo. Because even response is he okay? And your response will be, he's okay. You're going to use the same word okay. That's how the Hajambo, Hajambo becomes the same response and the question. Are you seeing that? Now, let's look now for the two people. So we are done with one scenario. So let's look at scenario 2 now. In this scenario 2, is now Sister Portia meeting you and Gleroy together. So the two of you are walking, then you meet Sister Portia. Now when you meet Sister Portia, and you're the two of you, Now, Sister Portia will not ask you hujambo. She will ask hamujambo. So, Sister Portia, can you ask that hamujambo?
Hamjambo, Dada.
Now, it will not be dada. Now, it will be dada and ndugu. If you want to go to an extent of saying brother and sister, because the moment you're saying hamujambo, it means you have already recognized that there is more than one person. There are the two people now. So, you are saying hamujambo.
So I don't have to say Dada or Kaka. The ham
No, you don't
is
have to say. The ham is already meaning there are two people, so you're greeting them all. So if you just want to go extra mile to define whether I'm saying, how are you, sister and brother? You know, the reason why now English will insist on a sister and brother, because the English will still use the word how are you. And because if you say how are you without mentioning how are you, sister and brother, it might basically mean that you're greeting one person out of the two you are meeting. But in Swahili, if you say hamjambo, you have already confirm that you're greeting more than one person, you're greeting two people. This is not in English. English lacks that, but Swahili has it. So when you meet Valerie, and Gloria, you'll ask them, hamjambo. And Valerie, how will you respond? Yes.
Let me try again, King Brother. Hamjambo.
Is it Hato Jamba?
Then Gloria and Valerie should respond to this in unison. So Glenn and Valerie, please respond to that.
Abu Jambo.
No, you respond
Hajambo.
Hatujambo. No.
Hatujambo.
You see, we are in Zoezi 3, Zoezi la tatu, the second greeting. Yes, so Val, can you say that as Gloria also said it at once? Say it together.
Hatujambo.
Hatujambo. So the two of you must respond to say hatujambo, not one of you. As much as, now get the difference here. As much as I've greeted two of you by saying how are you, it's not right for one person only to respond by saying we are fine. The two of you must respond together. So no one responds on the behalf of the other. Of course, it's also okay. Somebody can decide to be silent and one of you say hatujambo, which means one of you say we are fine. But what it implies is that the other person did not respond. As much as one person said we are fine, but the other person did not participate in responding on whether they are fine. So we then always insist that the two of you join by saying hatujambo. Are we together there?
Yeah.
Hatujambo.
Yeah, for example, if I was to go to a class, look at this scenario. I've gone to a class like a teacher. So I've found all of you are here now, you're the students. Then I ask you, hamjambo wanafunzi? All of you will have to say, hatujambo mwalimu.
Mwalimu.
Yes, hatujambo mwalimu. Hatujambo mwalimu. So you see where now hatujambo come in. So that means that Portia has now met Valerie, but Valerie is with Glory, so there are two of them. So Portia then decides to greet the two of them once by saying hamujambo. And the two of them will have to respond once in unison by saying hatujambo. Is that okay? Now, let's get to the third person now here. Remember, when at the first scenario, when Sister Portia met Valerie, Valerie was alone. After greeting Valerie, hujambo, and Valerie responded sijambo, Sister Portia went ahead now to ask about how is Brother Glory, who was not present with Sister Valerie at this particular moment. But now, it was one person, that's why we said hajambo. So how is that Glory? Where is? How is him? How is Glory? Hajambo. But again now, maybe you're inquiring about my family. Or you're inquiring about Glory and the kids of the family of Glory. So it's Valerie is here, but you're asking Valerie, how is the family? Also, how is the family? Not now, how is Glory, but how is the family? The family who are not present. So you'll ask her, hawajambo. That's what now Sister Portia will ask. She'll ask, Dada Valerie, hawajambo. Which means, Sister Valerie, how are they? They, the family. So, hawajambo. Please, Sister Portia, try that.
Dada Valerie, hawajambo.
Sister Valerie, respond to that.
Respond. Okay. Pass. And
We are in the fourth one.
okay. The third one.
The fourth.
Hajambo.
The fourth.
Hawajambo.
Hawajambo.
So Sister Portia has asked you Hawajambo, the fourth one. So your response will be
Hawajambo.
Jambo. Yeah, the response remain Hawajambo. Do you know why? Because in the Sister Portia's question is the same with the question she had posed about glory. Because Sister Portia has met you, Sister Valerie, and as she in the first place she was asking you how is glory okay? Is glory okay? Then you said he is okay. You see, you use the okay. That's why in the questioning, is he okay? Hajambo, the answer will also go to Hajambo is okay. So we are repeating the okay both in Swahili and in English. So here, when you ask again, Sister Valerie, are they okay? We've used the word okay. Are they okay? You respond by saying they are okay. That's why you repeat the same Hawajambo. So are they okay? You say they are okay.
Okay.
So the okay here comes in as jambo. So that's why it is Hawajambo and you say Hawajambo. Are they okay? They are okay. That's why the response almost is the same with the question.
Hawajambo.
Do you get me up to that point?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sister Portia?
King Brother Coco. I always call you Coco. King Brother Pigeon, I'm confused. Here just now, I could say Dada Valerie, how are Jambo? Asked her, how are they? But the other one you told me, don't say Hajam, don't say Hamjambo, Dada Valerie. Can you explain why so I get this English out of my head and think Kiswahili? Thank you.
Can I try that? The first one, when you said that earlier on, Glenn and I was together and you asked about him. This time you're asking about the family. So, Dada, you're just talking to me when we were both together. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct, Seal. What she's asking is about the Hamjambos. Is that what you're asking? And Hawajambo? Sister Portia?
No, I think this sister has
Sister,
got me correct. Basically,
Sister Dada.
yeah, the latter one, I'm saying, hey, my sister, how are they? But the other one, I don't need to say, how is he? Because it's inside. That's what I'm getting confused on. Thank you.
Now, look at the Sister Myra come in.
Let me
Sister
tell.
Myra?
If
Yes.
Sister Portia was walking along and then she came across Sister Valerie and Brother Glenroy, and then she said, Dada Valerie, Hamjambo. Hamjambo already assumes that you are greeting two people together, Sister Valerie and Brother Glenroy. But if you call Sister Valerie's name, then it kind of seems like you're leaving out Brother Glenroy. So if you just say Hamjambo, that means that you're already greeting them together. Well, if you say Dada Valerie Hamjambo, you've called one person's name, but you're greeting them all together.
Okay, let me clarify one thing. Thank you. Let me clarify one thing. You see, the first greeting on Mwalimu, Hujambo, the first greeting, Hujambo, is you are greeting one person. Are we together there? Are we together?
And deal.
Now, when the first greeting, you are greeting one person. So, it's the one person you've met. In this case, you've met Valerie. So, you'll ask Valerie Hujambo. That's the first That's greeting on first person pronoun. So it's one singular person, hujambo. Valerie will respond by saying sijambo. In the second greeting, you are greeting two people together. Two people. This is Valerie and Glory. You don't have to mention their name. You can, but you don't have to mention their name. So if you meet the two of them, you greet them hamjambo. That's the second, two people now. That's the second greeting. So the first greeting, you're greeting one person. The second greeting, you're greeting two people you've met together. So you ask them hamjambo. And they respond by saying hatujambo. Are we together?
Indio.
Now, the third greeting, you are greeting one person who is not present here. You ask hajambo. He is not here. So in this case, as I've said, now you're greeting the third person. So you've greeted the first person. For example, it was Valerie alone, and you ask Valerie, hujambo dada, and Valerie says sijambo. Now you are greeting now the third person. You are asking about the third person now. In this case, now you are asking, and I want you to now note that the word jambo, if this, as per this greeting goes, is not even basically how are you as English translated. It's about are you okay? That's the right translation. So pick that translation first so that we can move together. Translate hujambo as are you okay? Are we together there? Let's start from there. So in the first greeting, you are asking Sister Valerie, are you okay? And Sister Valerie say, I'm okay, sijambo. So hujambo, are you okay? And then she says, sijambo, I'm okay. The second greeting, you are asking the two of them, are you two okay? But now, English will have to bring, are you two? Or you, Valerie and Gloria, are you okay? But Swahili doesn't have to bring the two. By putting the word hamjambo, the M already connotes that you're greeting the two of them. So you ask the two of them, are you okay? In this case, the you is two of you. So are you okay? And they will say, we are okay. Now the third greeting, you are asking now Sister Valerie after greeting her, is he okay? Is he okay? This he is not present here. This he is Glory who is away. So it's the third person. You are asking the third person singular. So is he okay? And Valerie tells you he is okay. In the fourth sentence, you are asking, are they the same third people? They're not here. They are the third people. You are asking, are they okay? Hawajambo, are they okay? And Valerie will tell you they are okay. Are we together?
Yeah.
Are we together up to that point?
Indio.
Okay. Hope that helps. Now you see when you go to now the fifth question, I'm now not just repeating now you, because we have said the word wewe means you. So when I say wewe hujambo, it's like I'm pointing to you. When I meet you now, I'm asking you, are you okay? Are you okay? Wewe hujambo? And we'll just respond by saying sijambo. It's still okay. You just say sijambo. Or you can even say mimi sijambo. I am okay. So when you bring mimi, it's I. So in your response, you can say I am okay, because he asks you, are you in particular, you okay? You can respond by saying mimi sijambo, or you can just say sijambo, I'm okay. When you say sijambo, it will also automatically imply that you are okay. So I'm okay. Now, when it goes to nini, now it's the two of you now. So I'll be asking, are you two nini? Hamjambo, nini hamjambo. In the two of you, nini is now the plural of one person. So there are two. The plural of wewe is nini. So wewe was one person, sister, Valerie. Nini is now Valerie and Glory. So nini hamjambo. And she can respond, or they can respond by saying
hatujambo.
sisi. Now, if they want to include their aspect of them, they will say sisi. Remember, mimi is me. So I am okay, which is mimi si jambo. They can say sisi hatujambo, sisi. So us, us, we are okay. Sisi is us. So they can choose to say sisi hatujambo, which is as we are okay, or by just saying we are okay, hatujambo. Now, the third person is yeye. Now that you remember the glory, we are just talking about glory who was not present when Sister Valerie and Sister Portia met. So yeye is him or her. The word yeye means him or her. So you'll say yeye hajambo, which is him or her is okay. Then you can repeat a response by saying hajambo. So hajambo, which means he's okay. Hajambo. Then the fifth one is wow. Now remember the hawajambo. So here at yeye was glory alone. So them, the word them is now wow. So I can ask you, them, are they okay? Them, are they okay? It means those people, the people who are not here with us, not now glory alone, the people who are not here with us, them, are they okay? This now, wow, hawajambo. In your response, you'll just say, wow, hawajambo. You just say, yes, them, they're okay. Them, are they okay? Them, they're okay. Wow, hawajambo, wow, hawajambo. Or you just say hawajambo, them, they're okay. Now here, the other aspect now, the mama and baba, is now I'm very specific about them who are not still also with us, but now I'm very specific who are they. Instead of saying are they okay, now I'm very specific. I'm saying is your mother and father okay? So mama na baba hawajambo. I'll just still repeat the same response. Say yes, hawajambo. They're okay. I can ask you again, if your Sister Valerie was a teacher and she's from school, and Sister Portia meets her, Sister Portia can still ask her, wanafunzi hawajambo, are your students okay? Wanafunzi hawajambo, are your students okay? Then you still respond by saying hawajambo, which means they're okay. We'll pause there. Any question? He's allowed to have to digest slowly.
Yeah.
Any question? But I think I've tried to clarify what was appearing to be confusing at the beginning, Sister Valerie. Is it helpful a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a confusion a bit on understanding the hamjambo, hajambo, or hawajambo. But now it's coming out more clearly to you.
Yes.
King brother Pigeon, please, can I tell the team this funny story how I learned these numbers 1 through 10?
Oh,
I'll allow you to do that once we are done with any question or reaction to this text as it is currently.
Thank you, King.
Is there any question who still have? Is there any person who still have any question about this lesson for today? Anybody who has any question to be clarified? Okay, if that's okay, then let's end it here. So we'll move on to the next lesson the next time. But now let's give Sister Portia an opportunity to share what she wants to share with us briefly. Sister Portia?
Sister Portia, just Brother Pigeon, sorry. Just before Sister Portia
Pamela.
share,
Yes, Sister Pamela.
Yes, can I ask Sister Portia what she wrote in the chat? She put samahani kwa kuchelewa.
I said I was copying. I'm sorry, I'm late too. I was saying I'm late. Sorry for being late.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Now the word samahani, it's sorry.
Okay.
It means sorry or it means excuse me.
Okay.
Samahani. Then chelewa is to be late. Chelewa.
Chelewa. Okay.
So kuchelewa is late. Kuchelewa is now two. So the word ku is two. So it's to be late.
Right.
Kuchelewa, to be late.
Right. And the kwa?
Kwa is because of. Because of. So sorry because of being late. Sorry, samahani, because of being late. Now it's like it's opposite of English. English will ask maybe apologies for lateness. But here it will be sorry for being late. Samahani kwa kuchelewa.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, Sister Portia?
Okay, so how I learned my key Swahili numbers 1 through 10 here in Dodoma every week at 6 p.m. Dodoma time, there's an exercise class on UTV. And so because I'm not going to exercise, I don't like exercise, though it's good for you. I was eating my peanuts. And when the guy in the channel was telling the people to exercise and he was counting 1, 2, he usually goes up to 10. I eat my peanuts and I say moja and Billy, tatu, ene, tanu, sita, saba, nane, tisa, kumi.
Kumi.
And it took me the whole exercise of 30 minutes, yet I learned my numbers. So please use those TV shows or those things, like putting the Post-its on stuff. It really helped. And active stuff helps too, like exercising, eating peanuts, or even walking. We're gonna do it, class. We're gonna do it. Sawa.
Well done.
Thank you, Sister Portia, for that. Asante sana. And what I'd like to say is that let's end our class here for the next Tuesday. But I would like to stop the recording first.